So we've got a book that I got for Christmas. It's called The Art of Sourdough Scoring. So I'm going to attempt my first one. We'll see what it looks like when I'm done. I'm gonna flour it really good. It's really cold. I had it on the top shelf of my fridge. I had my fridge turned down to about 45 degrees. That seems to be the sweet spot. If I keep it lower in the fridge, it spreads out too much and it's too hard to score some of these difficult patterns. So I'm gonna put a whole bunch of flour on here. You can always dust it off if you get too much. But we want a really big, thick coating to get started. All right. Let's just smooth it. So we're going to make a cross, essentially. So we're going to go across. Be careful when you lift it up. This is just going to kind of give us some guidelines when we're going through and scoring. It's not required. You can eyeball it without it, but you just might have a crooked pattern is what I usually end up with. I'm doing 6 lines. And then 1 on the bottom. We're just going to turn it around. We're just going to keep repeating. Going about 6 millimeters deep. You get used to it after doing it for a bit. I've never done this pattern. Usually I go a lot quicker, but I'm trying to follow this pattern in this book, so bear with me. Once you start, you do want to finish it fairly quickly and get it in the oven because it will start to spread on you, the dough. So time is kind of the essence when you're doing this. All right, step 3. Continue, okay. Oh, look at that. I'm already on step 4. So we're going to create some more guidelines, crossing through our design here. Just put a little pressure on it. I mean, don't cut into the dough, just enough to leave an indentation. See, I'm just putting a little pressure, not cutting into it. Just careful when you bring it straight up. All right, so we're gonna do a little small set of wheat lines coming off our new guidelines. And then just spin it. Try to make them symmetrical as you can. And just keep going around all 4 sides. It's actually going a lot easier than I thought it would. I'm already on step 6. All right, with the string, create 1 more set of guides as shown above. going to do one at a time on this because they go away pretty quickly. So I'll do one side at a time. I'm going to do some little wheat lines. Just kind of going right in between the design here. Two more sides. Yeah, this was probably my favorite Christmas present. I was excited about finally being able to spend a little time being a little bit more artistic. Usually I'm in such a hurry, you know, just baking bread and trying to get it out, that I don't get to really enjoy the artistic piece of it. You want to make sure you have a really sharp blade. I changed mine right before I started. It really makes a huge difference, especially with some of these more intricate ones. All right, so for the final scoring, most sourdough loaves, you'll put like a big score across it to allow it to expand while it's cooking. We obviously don't want to do that with these decorative ones. It'll mess up our pattern. So what we've got to make sure we do is to do some small, deep ones at the base to allow for that expansion, so it doesn't mess up all this hard work that we just put in. So what we want to do is cut two angled lines that are about 1 inch deep. This is going to help ensure that the top doesn't split. I'm going to go, so I do want to go really deep. I really want to puncture in there. We want about 8 of them, so I'm doing right here. Make sure it's going in there real deep. All right. Now let's transfer it to the oven and get her baked up. For comparison, this is what we were shooting for. Pretty close. Now let's get it in the oven and we'll see what the final loaf looks like after it's baked. So we've got our finished product. As you can see, it's split open. So we must not have made our cuts in the side deep enough. So I was kind of concerned about that. That was my first time. I don't think that I was using the correct tool. I definitely needed to get in there a lot deeper. The book did suggest an X-Acto knife. I didn't have one. So we will change it up the next time. But all in all, I think that it turned out very nice. You can see our patterns. I think it would have looked very nice had it not split on the top. Again, this was what we were going for. that was our final product. So, I mean, I think that we would have been close, but it's still a pretty nice oven spring. Looks pretty good. I will be dropping the link in the description. Wait, what am I dropping the link in the what? Oh, I did say that right. Okay. Edit this out. I will drop a link for the book in the comments in case you guys want to check this out. It's The Art of Sourdough Scoring. It's actually a really amazing book. I read through it the first time I got it. I read it from start to finish. It's a really easy read, but not only does it have the different, pictures and steps on how to do the different scoring, but it's also got a lot of recipes and how-to tips, and it's got a really good section about your sourdough starter and feeding it and even creating it. So it's a great book. So let's cut this open and see how it looks. Again, I like the oven spring, so hopefully we've got some good. Need to sharpen my knife a bit. So it looks delicious. Still a little warm. I don't recommend cutting into them until they're completely cool, because you can kind of squish down your bread a little bit and it messes with the crumb, but it's delicious. It's sour. All right, well, please like this video, follow us. I'm going to continue to make videos, and you guys can watch my transition from beginning to end. Hopefully I become a master artist. I did enjoy making this loaf, so stay tuned for more just like this.